Hello, hello, and welcome to Modeling and Parts. Today I'm going to go over some very basic things to show you why you'd want to model in parts and how it can help you down the road. So if you look at what we've got here, we have two models. One on the left, modeled out of one piece. One on the right is modeled out of multiple pieces. Now, as you can see, the one on the left, yes, I've modeled everything as one piece. So you get all the benefits of modeling out of one piece. You only have one object to mess with. It's watertight. For things like that, it's a good choice. The one on the right here, I've modeled out of multiple pieces. Now, the good part about this is the flexibility of what I'm doing. So if I'm modeling this and my art director or my client or whoever I'm talking to about this project comes in and says, hey, they've changed their mind. They don't want hex bolts. They want Allen head screws. I can literally come in here and fix it. I can delete these objects and I'm not out anything. I can just go in here and delete and I can rebuild something. If I do it on this one, if you look at it, this part right here, I would have to completely remodel. So as we build this, we're building it more modular so that we can have things easier to build throughout the project. So if we don't look at this one, let's look at this other one I built here. All right, I built a room. All right, same thing here. Now, let's say you built this room and you've got everything set up and your client or your art director comes back and says, I hate these window surrounds, okay? Or I hate this doorway opening. I can literally come in here, delete it, and build something new, okay? If I've built this out of one piece, I have to come through and delete whole sections and then have to go through and build stuff, right? Which turns into a huge problem later on down the road. Right? And then as you get more and more detailed with your projects, you'll run into issues where you just don't have the time to model it in one piece. Let's look at this right here. This is my detailed brake caliper here with the pads. I've got the pistons in there. I've got everything I need. But if somebody comes to me and says, hey, we can't use this logo, I can change the logo right there. Or to the point where we want to see this work, I can actually go in and break these things apart, and you can see that there's pistons in there. So if I was to delete this real quick to get it out of the way, you can see that I've actually got pistons. So I could actually have it work and show off how this actually works in a real car if I needed to, right? That right there alone helps you later on down the line for if you need to show off something, you've got that stuff modeled in. Now, one of the things to think about is make sure that you plan out your model beforehand. There's no reason to do this amount of detail on your model unless you absolutely need it. So if I never look inside my wheel, I would probably only need the outside of this brake caliper. If I don't ever see the wheel because let's say it's a rim that's closed, I wouldn't even do it because you don't need to see it. So you want to think about it like that. But other than that, modeling in parts is definitely the way to go because it adds so much more flexibility to your workflow.